Welcome back to Philly Sports Unfiltered. Ladies and gentlemen, Summer League has officially started. The Sixers are back playing basketball. It is an exciting time to be a Sixers fan. We had our first Summer League game against the Memphis Grizzlies, and it was a pretty good game. It was back and forth. It pretty much came down to the wire at the end. But we did get edged by the Memphis Grizzlies. And, you know, anytime we're in preseason, we're in Summer League play, it's not so much what is the outcome of the game, but is what is the outcome of individual player performances. And so that's what I really want to dig into today. Paul Reed had an outstanding game, was very dominant in a lot of ways in this game. I want to deep dive into those details. I want to talk about Jaden Springer's performance. I want to look a little bit about Charles Bassey, Grant Riller, and we're also going to get into a little bit of Isaiah Joe. But so here is, the overall box scores. I mean, you can see, a couple things will jump out at the page to you. Paul Reed, he really had a stat stuffing type of night. Isaiah Joe was really letting them rip from three, although he didn't shoot a very high percentage. And Jaden Springer did a really good job getting to the line. I would say that was probably his best skill. And in terms of Grant Riller, it doesn't really show much on the stat line itself, but he looked really comfortable out there. So I want to jump into all of these individual player performances, and we're going to start out with Paul Reed. So Paul Reed was dominant in this game. He looked like he belonged. He looked like he was a cut above most of the other guys that were out there. He scored 20 points, got 15 rebounds, 1 assist, 4 steals. He shot over 53% from the field. He was all over the place. He was affecting every play defensively. He was generating turnovers. He was getting offensive boards. He was getting defensive boards. He was playing above the rim, catching alley-oops, getting out in transition. He looked really, really good. We talked in some previous videos about how hard he's been working on, increasing his vertical leap, and we're wondering how this was going to relate to his defense, to his rebounding, to his offense. Well, look at these rebounding numbers, okay? I want you to look at this on the box score because I want you to see how these were distributed. He had 7 offensive boards. That is incredible. And 8 defensive rebounds for a total of 15. And I mean, just tag that on with 4 steals. Now, he still was a little bit of the frenetic, turnover-prone type of Paul Reed that we're used to seeing, but he was just really physically dominant in this game. You could feel his presence whenever he was on the court. Very, very impressive performance by Paul Reed. I think he is really solidifying himself a role on the Sixers as a backup big man on the team. I really think he's cutting out that niche for himself. Now, I want to get into Jaden Springer. Now, I mean, if you look at the stat lines, you say to yourself, okay, 15 points. Yep, not bad. 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, only 33% shooting. Okay, not bad, okay? Jaden Springer was absolutely terrible in the first half of the game, was a little bit better in the second half of the game. He had a couple of nice plays, a few nice plays going to the basket. One really nice defensive play where he kind of jumped up in the air and took the ball away from the other team that was trying to make a pass. But overall, I have to say honestly, I know some people are going to get mad at me for saying this, but I was very underwhelmed by Jaden Springer's performance. One thing I thought he was very good at, he was really good at generating fouls. Maybe it's something that he can look to making that like a niche part of his game. He was really good getting to the line. He was 7 of 10 for the line tonight. That's where a lot of his points came from. But for me, overall, offensively, he didn't look comfortable out there. There was big stretches of the games where he didn't look like he really belonged on the court, particularly at the end of the game. They wanted him to kind of close out the game with an ISO play, and he got double teamed. He panicked. He turned the ball over, and basically we lost the game. I just wasn't very impressed. I mean, there was moments where he looked a little bit sticky on defense, but my overall feeling with Jaden Springer is he's a player that needs to mature a couple of years before we're really going to see the best from him. I just think he's too young. He's a bit panicky, And I just think he needs more time to develop himself, to develop his confidence. I just wasn't super encouraged by the night that he had. That's just my honest opinion. If you feel differently, let me know in the comment section below. Now, Charles Bassey, somebody that we were really excited about on this channel. He came out, had 7.6 rebounds, assists, and a block, but was putrid from the field. Charles Bassey is another very young, raw talent. As I said, he has a Joel Embiid-esque type of skill set. Obviously, he needs to work on the shooting, but the big body, the agility, the ability to move around. He's a good free throw shooter. A ton of things to like about Charles Bassey. I mean, not to mention being a dominant on the boards and a really good shot blocker. I just didn't think that he had it tonight. He didn't look super comfortable. But as a guy that didn't really play last year and someone who's 21 years old, I just think he needs experience. I just don't think that he's had enough experience around NBA talent. I don't expect this to be the year where Charles Bassey is going to have a breakout year. I think he needs to take this year on the chin as a developmental year and really cut his teeth, maybe in limited time with the Sixers, and really cut his teeth in the G League. But yeah, it wasn't a super overwhelming performance by Charles Bassey. Now, Paul Reed and Bassey were playing together for stretches of the game. I doubt that would happen if it's not Summer League. Now, let's get into Grant Riller. A lot of people really like Grant Riller. Some of you guys have been mentioning him in the comments. And I thought he had an overall pretty good game. 12 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, 1 steal, 60% shooting from the floor. Was a little bit, had a couple of turnovers, here and there. But what I will say is he felt like he belonged. He felt really comfortable on the court. I thought he did a good job running the offense. I thought he did a good job setting the pace of the offense. And yeah, he had a fairly good night scoring, I would say. So overall, I was pretty encouraged by what I saw from him. I mean, particularly as a guard, if you're looking to facilitate, these guys, they haven't played with each other much. It can take some time to really get that chemistry going. But with that being said, Grant really looked good. I mean, he looked like he belonged on the court. He could control the pace. He was doing things that he wanted to do on the court. I was encouraged, and I'm really looking forward to watching him for the rest of Summer League. Now, Isaiah Joe is another one of our top 5 players to watch. If you guys checked out my other video, he put up big numbers. He scored 19 points, 2 boards, 3 assists, 2 steals, a block, only 46% shooting overall. But the guy took 12 threes, and he only hit 4 of them. I mean, he was unconscious in terms of just jacking threes up. We all know that he has a pretty looking stroke, a pretty looking release, but this is my deal with Isaiah Joe. The man, for whatever reason, I don't understand. He just can't hit shots. He just can't hit shots. I mean, you look at his shot itself, you look at how he shoots, you look at his stroke, you look at his release. I mean, this man should be just blazing. He should be raining threes down from all over the court. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's some type of mental block. I don't know what it is. I mean, obviously, he's out there jacking them up, but they just don't go down in a game. So it was just a little bit disappointing, but I mean, it's a shooting night, so we'll see how it goes. Hey, at least he put the shots up. Let's see if maybe they fall at a little bit of a better rate as Summer League continues. Now, let's just end off the video right here. I want to ask you, who was your star of the game? Let me know right now in the comment section below. Type that player's name. For me, star of the game, without a doubt, was Paul Reed. He looked very dominant. He jumped off the screen, and I was super happy with his performance because I am very bullish on him being a real contributor for the Sixers this year. Who else stood out to you, either positive or negative? I have to say, for me, I was a little bit discouraged by Jaden Springer. I'm going to say that honestly. I was a little bit discouraged. I was hoping that Jaden would look more ready out there and look more comfortable. I want him to be a contributing member of this team. Obviously, the guy's a first-round draft pick. Maybe it's his youth. I don't know what it is, but there's just moments where it just doesn't look like he's ready. And it's okay. He's still a kid. I mean, he can take time to get ready. You know, just us as fans, you know, we invest assets into somebody. We want them to produce. Also, I was a little bit underwhelmed with Charles Bassey's performance. As I said, I really, really like him a lot. I like his skill set. I want to see him have a better game. So anyway, guys, that's all I have for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Guys, if you're enjoying the videos, I would really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to the channels and giving me a thumbs up if you like the content. All right, guys, I will talk to you in the next one. Go Sixers. Peace.